Lovable, Bolt, and Cursor all promise to build apps with AI. But here's the thing, only 2 of them are actually built for non-coders. You pick the wrong one and you'll waste a month fighting it. So today I'll show you which one fits you with real demos of all 3. Hey everyone, I'm Dawson, and let's not waste your time, let's just dive into it. Here is the short version, and then we'll go a bit deeper. So if you can't code, Cursor is not for you. I know it's one of the most hyped up things right now in the market. I know it's worth tens of billions, but skip it. For non-coders, it comes down to Bolt or Lovable. And the question to ask yourself is simple. Am I testing an idea, or am I shipping something real? So if you're testing an idea, fast, Bolt. If you're shipping a real app to real users, Lovable. So let me show you why. So let's get Cursor out of the way first because it keeps showing up in these comparison videos and it's confusing people. So Cursor is a code editor. So it's basically a version of VS Code, which is the most popular code editor in the world, with AI built into it. So here's the key thing, you still write code. So Cursor doesn't build the app for you, it basically makes a developer 3 to 5 times faster at building it themselves. When you open Cursor, you're staring at files, folders, lines of code. The AI helps you write more code. And if you don't know what code is supposed to look like, you can't really review what it gives back to you. You'll accept changes that will break things and not even know why. So I'm not saying it's a bad tool. They actually just released a new model called Composer 2 in March, which is genuinely impressive. So they're scaling fast for a reason. But it's a power tool for people who already know how to use this workshop. So if you've never written a line of code in your life, Cursor will frustrate you within an hour. Now, there's one scenario where Cursor matters even for you, and we'll come back to that at the end. It's all about what happens after your app gets some traction. But for picking the first tool today, let's skip it. Let's talk about the 2 that are actually built for you. Let's start with Bolt. So Bolt is the fastest tool of all 3 by a lot. So you go to bolt.new, right in your browser, you type in a prompt, and in about 30 seconds, you'll have a working app running in the same tab. There's no install, no setup, no account hassle to start. You just type and watch something appear. So here's a real example. You can type, build me a to-do app with a dark mode toggle. Hit enter, and then a working to-do app will show up in the preview pane next to your prompt. You click around, it works. You want to change the color, type another prompt, boom, that's done. So in August last year, Bolt added something called Bolt Cloud. That gives it databases, login systems, and hosting. So before that, it was mainly just a prototype tool. Now you can actually deploy a real app right inside of it. They claim projects can now be thousands times larger than before. So when does Bolt win? 3 scenarios. 1, you have an idea and you want to see if it even makes sense to build it. Like, is this thing actually going to be useful? Bolt gets you a clickable version of your idea before you finish your coffee. 2, you need a quick demo to show someone, a friend, an investor, a potential customer. Bolt is unbeatable for that. 3, you're just learning. You want to see what's possible with AI and app building. Bolt is the most fun tool to play with because the feedback loop is just so fast. So now one honest caveat, Bolt can break in weird ways. So when something doesn't work, you have to keep prompting it to fix it. And each fix will burn through your tokens. So if you're building something complex and it keeps breaking, you can end up running out of tokens in a couple of days. And if you can't read the code, sometimes you don't even know what's broken. So in terms of pricing, it's $25 a month for the Pro version. You get 10 million tokens. And I know it sounds like a lot, but you'll burn through that faster than you think. So Bolt is a prototype machine. Best for testing ideas fast, not always the right tool when you need something polished and reliable. So now let's talk about Lovable, which is quite lovable. This is the one that I think most of you should be using. Lovable also runs in your browser. You describe the app that you want in plain English. It builds the whole thing, the screens, the databases, the login system, the deployment, all from a chat. But here's where it's different from Bolt. Lovable is opinionated. It uses the same setup every single time. It's a tech stack called React, Tailwind, and Supabase. And you don't need to know what any of that means. But my point is that because the AI uses the same setup every time, it gets really good at it. So the output is more polished, more reliable, things break less. Now, Lovable launched some big stuff in the last few months that actually matter for non-coders. In February, they added something called Plan Mode. So before the AI writes any code, it shows you the plan first. What screens it'll build, what the database will look like, what the users can actually do. You read it, you can change it, you can approve it, and only then it will build. So this is huge because it solves one of the biggest problems with AI app builders, which is them just going off for 20 minutes and building the wrong thing. So Plan Mode fixes that. Now, just in late April, they launched a mobile app on iPhone and Android. So you could be working on your laptop, take a break, go out for lunch. While you're waiting for your food, you can open your phone and keep editing your app, which is pretty wild. They also have 3 ways that you can work on your app. So there's agent mode, which runs by itself. You give it a task and it just goes. Chat mode is more like working with a partner. You talk through what you want and it guides you to the best setup. And then the cool one is visual edits. So you click the edit button right in the prompt box and then click on any element in the app, and then you can change it directly. Just like editing a slide in a slideshow, except it's a real working app behind it. So here's a real example. A consultant I know wanted to launch a client portal, a login, dashboard, file uploads, basically a way that she could message her clients. She'd been getting quotes from developers like $8,000 to $12,000 and 3 months to build. She typed her idea into Lovable instead, and about 40 minutes later, she had a working version, real database, real login, a live link that she could send to her clients right away. She onboarded her first 3 clients that same week. Now, look, it's not instant magic. For really custom stuff, you'll still hit limits. But for shipping a real working app without writing any code, nothing else comes close right now. So, when does Lovable win? Number 1, you're shipping a real app, not a demo, not a test, something you're actually going to use or sell. 2, you're a founder validating something with paying customers. Lovable's output is polished enough that real users won't immediately notice that it was built by AI. 3, you want to keep working on it long term. Lovable apps hold up better over time because the foundation is more solid. Now, the pricing is $25 a month for Pro. You get 100 credits a month, plus 5 daily credits on top of that. Each message will use up some credits depending on how complex it is. A simple edit costs less than 1. Big changes or something more complex will cost 2 or more. Heavy users will hit limits and pay for more. Most people I know are paying between $50 to $100 a month when they're actively building. All right, let me show you what these 2 tools actually do with the same idea. So I'm gonna give them both the same prompt. Build me a habit tracker app where I can log daily habits and see a streak counter. In Bolt, I type in the prompt, I hit enter, and about 45 seconds later, I have a habit tracker running in my browser. So it looks decent, it works, but there's a bug. It's not counting consecutive days correctly. So I prompt to fix it, and it tries, it burns some tokens, and a few rounds later, it works. Total time, about 5 minutes. Total tokens used, more than I'd expect. In Lovable, same prompt, Plan Mode kicks in first. It shows me the database, it shows me the screens, shows me the streak logic. I click approve, and about 8 minutes later, I have a habit tracker with a login, real database, the streak counter working correctly the first time, and a live link that I can share with my friends. Cleanest version. So Bolt was faster to make the first draft, but Lovable was faster to make something that I'd actually use. Different jobs. A quick word on pricing, because both Bolt and Lovable are $25 a month, but the real cost is different. So Bolt is token-based. Heavy iteration burns tokens fast. So if you're testing a lot of ideas or your app just keeps breaking, you can blow through your monthly tokens in a few days. So worst case, you're paying $50 to $100 a month. Lovable is credit-based, basically the same thing. Heavy use means that you'll need to top up. So most active builders, again, they end up paying $50 to $100 a month. So my honest take, if you're using these every day, budget $30 to $100 a month for whichever one you pick. That $25 sticker price is the floor, not the ceiling. For testing the waters, both of these have free tiers. Use them first. So Lovable's free tier gives you 5 daily credits, up to 30 a month. Bolt's free tier gives you 1 million tokens a month. So that's definitely enough to play around with and decide. All right, so here's how to pick in 30 seconds. Question 1, can you write code even a little bit? If yes, you have more options, including Cursor. But still, for building full apps from scratch, Lovable is probably better. Cursor is for editing existing code, not generating apps from a prompt. So if no, you don't code at all, and this might be for most of you, go to question 2. Are you testing an idea or shipping a real app? If you're testing, playing around, validating something, building a quick demo, go with Bolt. If you're shipping, real users, real money, something that you actually want to use long term, go with Lovable. That's it. 2 questions, you'll get the right tool every time. And here's that one Cursor scenario that I promised you. So once your Lovable app gets real traction, paying users, it's growing fast, at some point you're going to hit a limit, and some custom features Lovable can't quite handle. So that's when normally you'd hire a developer, they'd take your Lovable code, they would put it into Cursor, and then that's when Cursor would take over. That's when Cursor enters your life, not before. So for most of you watching this, your answer today is either going to be Bolt or Lovable. And if I had to pick one blind, I'd go with Lovable. I mean, the output's just more polished, the apps hold up better, and the new mobile app means that you can work on it from anywhere. But if you're just curious and you want to play around, test ideas, start with Bolt's free tier. You'll have something running in 5 minutes. And guys, if you want to go deeper on this stuff and connect with other people who are actually building apps with AI right now, come join our school community. The link is in the description below. And honestly, it's where I share all the templates, all the prompts that actually work, and you can get feedback on what you're building from other people who are going through the same exact journey. All right, guys, let me know in the comments. Are you going with Bolt or Lovable? Or are you sticking with Cursor for some reason? And tell me, what are you building? I'm always interested to see new ideas. I read every comment. And now's the time I'm going to ask you to help me out, hit that subscribe button, and yes, hit that like button. I'm always testing new ways to work smarter and not harder. And I share practical tips, AI insights, and honest conversation about the future of work. I do this every single week. Think of it like your shortcut to skipping the trial and error and getting straight to what actually works. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me today. I've got a ton of new strategies and tools lined up that will make your workday lighter, and I will see you in the next video where we're going to take this even further. Just click on the video to my left and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll see you there. Go ahead.